What's up YouTube? We are back with another coaching video, this time focused on piece control. We are going to talk about when to use piece control, why to use it, and at the end I'm even going to show you guys the different types of piece control I use so you can practice them if you want. This coaching was with a viewer, Paris, and it was streamed live on my Twitch, so if you want to be talked to or watch the coaching live, then follow the Twitch and join the Discord, both in the description. Real quick, I want to thank you guys for the support, I really appreciate it. Alright, without any farther delay, let's get into the video.
Piece control scenario. So like,
Sure.
I kind of have ass basic piece. Like I have, like, I don't know. It's like I have certain building mechanics, but piece control, I'm totally horrible, and I start to like kind of fumble when it comes to piece control.
So,
and getting full box, yeah.
do you think it's you're messing up the mechanics more, or you don't know what to place or what to do?
I think it's kind of more of me not knowing what to do, because like I have like no. If you ask me like the piece control you like right now, I'd be horrible at it. It'd be like hella slow.
Yeah, so this is piece control, when to use it, what to do specifically. That is something that comes more down to play style, and you kind of have to figure out what you want to do. Me personally, if I'm right here in front of you, I'm not trying to piece control you. I'm trying to pump you and then take height. But like, say it was Reet, like Reet would probably try to box you and then 50-50, right? It's something that comes down more to play style. But for general piece control, when I'm trying to piece control someone is when it's obvious to me where they're going. So say it's duos. My teammate, you're my teammate. You've just started spraying this kid in the box, and he places a ramp. Or say he places the ramp backwards like this, and I'm over here. To me, looking at this as I pull up, it's obvious this kid is about to build a box to the left here. And so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do this. And this is something that comes with a lot of experience of like watching people how they play. But if it is obvious to you a player is about to go in a certain direction, that's a good time you want to go for piece control. So say like I'll give one more example. This is my side is like this. My back my back is against something. You're smacking my wall right here, and you have, let's say, you've done your good work. You're good. You've done your good work. You've pieced my top, right? This kid flips his cone. It's obvious to me that he's going to the right. I did the wrong edit. I would probably prefer to do this one, but yeah. So if it's obvious where they're going, that's a good time to piece control them. Other than that, the other time you really want to try to piece control someone is if they're very weak, because that's when they're panicking and building a lot, and you can usually find a spot to grab the piece on them. Those are the two general times I would try to piece control someone. If you're like build fighting, I prefer to play to try to find a big pump shot, rather than go for piece control.
Yeah, in some cases, I will have to go down to fight them, because I don't like to sit there and waste time, because I kind of get into a lot of fights where like that, where I'm like, I have high ground, and they know like they really can't outpace me when it comes to building to high ground.
Right.
So they want me to come down and box fight, but it's like I can box fight them, but it's not to the best of my ability, because I don't have the best piece control whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know how much you heard, or at the very start of talking to Potion, I was talking about how in solos, keying someone who is just boxed up is very difficult, because you can pressure from one direction, which means they can infinitely expand in the other direction. So versus in duos, you can W key any team, because you're pressuring from two sides, they're eventually going to collapse into each other. So in solos, to kind of create like a ghost teammate, what you can do is piece control the back. And it's almost like you have pressure from the other side. And then you piece their back somehow, whatever, and then start pressuring this way. But even with this, it's very hard to key someone who's just boxed up in solos. If they're just going to keep infinitely expanding, they're just going to keep infinitely expanding. Like, You would have to be very, very good to, and like react very fast to grab the piece on them when they expand. It's very hard to key someone in solos. I'm not gonna pretend even I could like key somebody who's boxed up in solos. So yeah, that's like a difficult situation to practice. If you're in a tournament and somebody is boxed up under you, I recommend you just leave them and refarm unless they like it's obvious they're very bad or they have no mats left, you know.
So I would just love to get the hang of like basic piece control or something, because it's like, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a good skill. So it's a good skill to have.
You want me to talk about like how I look at piece control?
Yeah, like drills, anything really.
I think that it doesn't have to be complicated like that in general. The more simple it is, the more effective it's going to be. So like I was saying earlier, if you're from above, you see somebody is likely going to be going a certain direction. The classic piece control is floor, cone, edit both of these, place the walls, and a cone. And then they run into it and they pump you, or you pump them. That's like the classic piece control from above. That's what people are thinking when they hear piece control. It definitely takes a bit of practice to not mess it up. But that, you see they're going a certain direction, you grab those pieces, place the walls and the cone in the box. They can't really do much except if they're like an experienced player, they can throw a high wall in your face. But very few people are going to be reacting that way. Yeah, so what I showed you was like the top piece control here. I'm just going to kill you so I get my mats back.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was the top piece control. I kind of showed you when they're going to the side. It's much more tough than the top piece control, but the kind of idea behind it is there would be a wall here. It's cone, cone, and then you want to be standing close here so you can grab the back walls. Grab the back walls, back up a little, and then you have this wall, and then you can do your edit. So it's the cones, back walls, close wall, and then go for your edit. And you can do this on the right and left. It's a little harder on the left because of where your crosshair is, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I would definitely, if I were you, focus on those mechanics, like practicing the different piece controls.
Definitely.
Because those are tools, you know what I mean? Like, you can think about what you did wrong all the time, but if you haven't like practiced piecing up someone's tops, and like it's not gonna matter in game. That's why like Aussie Antics probably knows like all the secrets of a grand finals lobby, right? But he's getting last place every time he queues in because he hasn't done the practice.
Yeah, that's definitely my issue. I can like to get the actual hands-on practice.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a lot. A lot of these things, take my advice for learning something new. Take it really slow. Don't mess it up at all, and then just slowly increase the pace. A lot of people will try to do it fast over and over and over.
Over and again, yeah, and they'll kind of engrave it wrong in their head. Yeah, I'm very good at that too.
Yeah, nice.
Well, it's learning certain building techniques. So like 90s or whatever other type of builds they kind of developed while I was gone. I'm not really up to date with that too much.
Yeah, sure. So again, I would say if you can, watch someone do it and then like slow down the video or something, and then just practice it very, very slowly, like one build every 2 seconds, and then maybe you can do one build every 1 second, and then just keep speeding that up until you can do it full speed. But if you want serious fighting, you could watch like somebody keying in a solo cash cup or something. I mean, it's tough because, like I said, fighting really comes down to play styles a lot of the time. So like you could watch somebody do something and like it could never work for you because
you're different type of mentality and whatnot.
Yeah. So kind of just take your time, like figure out what your play style is, and eventually you'll start to develop like, in this situation I do this and it works, so I'm gonna do this, right? Like for an example, like for me, so I'm getting aggressed. What works for me is to go for height. And this might be like, you might be like, well, that's stupid. Of course I should go for height. But like Reet might be like, okay, here I go.
Yeah, because a lot of people they would kind of push
You know what I
forward
mean?
or
Yeah.
yeah, or go to the yeah, I know what you, or go to the side.
Alright, we are going to talk about the different piece controls I use in different situations. Alright, let's get into it. First up, real quick again, the piece control from above is going to be cone, edit the cone, floor, edit the floor, place the back walls, and then place a cone in here. That way, the only piece this player could possibly get on you is this, but most people are just going to run in here and get pumped by you, and you can usually finish them up with your SMG as well. Make sure you place these walls though so they don't run out of the box when you piece it from above. But if you do this, you should have them completely controlled from above for this first piece control move. Alright, the next piece control we talked about in the video is the side to the side of the wall here. So what we're going to do if they're going to move to the side of a wall that we're on when we're facing them is place the cones first because you can place those farthest away. Stand close to the wall here, place the back walls, and then turn your crosshair up a little bit and get the front wall. This way you're going to box them as efficiently as possible and then you can go for your edit here. Same thing on the left side, but it's a little bit harder because of where the crosshair is. You guys know right hand peaks, left side is harder. But it's the same thing, we're going to place the cones, place the walls, back up a little, get the wall, and then go for our edit. Alright, the next scenario is if they are above you and you think they're about to move a certain direction. So say the player is in this box up here, right? And you think they're going to move out to the side. Well, what you can do is place a cone and a floor here. Edit both of these facing the box. And then you want to grab this extra piece here, the cone and the wall, edit the wall. That way when they edit out of this box, they're going to fall right into your edit. You can pump them, place the back walls, finish them off with an SMG, whatever you think is best. But if you think they're if they're a layer above you, you think they're about to go a certain way, you can place the cone and the floor, edit both of them facing the box, grab the piece in front, and they're going to run right into your box here. They can't place anything, nothing they can do here except fall right in. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is piece control does not have to be full boxing people, okay? Sometimes it can be as simple as one build that you grab from somebody. So, a good example of piece controlling someone is in-game is when you're in your box, you're scouting your cone. Somebody is rotating next to you. Like, maybe they're ramping up right here, and you see they're about to run past your box. What you can do, edit a window, place a cone, pump them, and then place the sidewalls. I mean, you are still going for the full box here, but many other situations where just a cone is still piece control. Let's see if I can come up with an example here. How about a high wall? So if you go for a high wall, which I won't talk about this move right now, it's a little more advanced, but if you go for a high wall and your opponent is right here, you place the cone and pump them a lot of the time. You don't have to go for these walls. I mean, they're super helpful a lot of the time afterwards, but just a cone can also be piece control. So look for situations where you can cone your opponents. I know it's pretty basic, but just wanted to throw that out there in case people hadn't thought of it that way. Alright, the next thing we'll talk about real quick is how I run an edit course. I think this is a pretty good way to do it safely and as efficiently as possible. So if you're trying to edit course your opponent, you're trying to go for a full box when they're on your wall and they're not building. What I prefer to do is do whatever edit you like to do to walk through your wall. So I usually do something like this. You could do the top two as well. But I will drag cones as far out as I can because cones you can place farther than any other build. So I start with cones, I place all the walls, I keep walking forward. As I'm walking forward, I'm editing the wall, and then I'm placing more cones, and then as I get close, I place the walls. So this way, you're getting the pieces out as far as you can because you can place the cones the farthest out, so you're as likely as possible to box somebody. And then once you get a little closer, you can place the walls. But a lot of the time, people will get caught off if you just get the cones on them. And by placing the cones first, you are most likely to box them because they can't place a ramp, they can't go anywhere. You get the cones on them from far away, and then you go for the walls. Alright, another last type of piece control. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the high walls, but it's not a high wall side jump. We're just going to talk about a regular high wall. So if you guys don't know, most people know you can place walls on your layer very easily. You just look forward and place a wall. What people a lot of the time don't know is you can actually move your crosshair up and place walls super high, and you can move your crosshair down and place walls super low. So what this means for us is if somebody's above us and we think we can block a shot, we don't have to place a cone here. A lot of the time this cone ruins our movement, it ruins our momentum. What we can do a lot of the time is just put our crosshair in the sky, place these walls, block a shot. You can even piece control people off of this by grabbing this wall from high above. A lot of the time people will use this strategy sort of to grab a high wall and then block somebody, like I was saying. It's kind of a more difficult move, but with some practice just putting your crosshair up and then doing the edits from above, you can use the high walls to piece control people that aren't even on your layer. And then the similar thing with the low walls. Put your crosshair down low, you can place walls under you. This is really good for bottom piece. If say somebody's boxed up here. If you're approaching here and you smack this wall, maybe they edit the cone, you think they're going to edit down. You can grab a low wall here, edit this, place a cone, hold your pump shotgun, and 200 pump them right here. I mean, you can even get the back walls if you stand close enough, just like when you're piecing the side of a box. So low walls and high walls, a very useful tool, a little more advanced, but if you get the hang of it, they are very helpful for piece control, as well as just build fights in general. Alright guys, that was how and when to piece control. I really hope you learned something and enjoyed watching the video. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, for real, it means a lot. Alright, I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else. Yep, peace out.